listeners, Advocacy Coordinator Tatum here to say thank you for starting your day with our peerless, trusted Progress Texas podcasts. This critical midterm year, you can invest in the largest digital network for Texas progressives by becoming a monthly member for our summer drive. If you haven't joined or increased your gift yet, you can join today at the link in the show notes, and we'll thank you with union-made merch to match your values, plus a shout out on the Daily Dispatch. Thanks in advance for funding the progressive Texas you want to live in today.
I'm John Rosenthal. I'm the state representative for District 135, and I'm the Democratic nominee for the Railroad Commission of Texas. I support Progress Texas because we need the voice of the people out in the real world. And Progress Texas does a great job of amplifying our message and helping to communicate with people across the state of Texas.
It's Friday, July 24th, 2026, and this is the Progress Texas Daily Dispatch, rapid response on the breaking news stories Texas progressives need to know. I'm Chris Mosier, and we can't do what we do without your support. Our thanks to Robert King, Kelly Craven Sharp, and Larry Russell for their ongoing sustaining partnership. Very, very nice. We appreciate it. Governor Greg Abbott has lately ducked and dodged and flipped and flopped on data centers. But he doesn't appear willing to actually do anything about them, hoping to get past November's election and back to a permanent dodge of accountability for that mess of his own creation. Kevin Baskar at KXAN TV in Austin says this isn't a hypothetical issue. Communities across Texas right now are facing mounting strain on their resources, from data center developments that guzzle precious water by the millions of gallons daily and add massive pressure to our notoriously fragile power grid. Right now, at a time when hot summer weather is driving that grid to seemingly daily new demand records. Democratic gubernatorial candidate Jeannie Hinojosa has officially called on Governor Abbott to issue an immediate emergency moratorium on all new data center projects until Texas lawmakers can establish real community protections. As we've talked about, in Texas, this isn't a liberal versus conservative issue, as Republicans see very clearly that the situation is out of hand. Perhaps the best example there, outgoing Texas Agriculture Commissioner Sid Miller, who spoke up again this week, telling a packed Bastrop town hall on data center development that our state faces a huge train wreck, his words, if strict guardrails aren't put around the industry immediately. Even the analysts following the data center industry are amazed at the rapid and potentially catastrophic rate of that sector's acceleration in development. Luke James at tomshardware.com provides details on a new Bloomberg NEF forecast that projects these facilities will be hogging a staggering 20% of all U.S. electricity by 2035. That rate sits right now under 6%. These are continually upwardly revised numbers, too, and expose an unsustainable surge driven by AI data demands. Forecasters warn that even the massive power grid additions that are now underway across the country will fail to keep up and will leave a 19 gigawatt power shortfall nationwide by 2035. That's just 7 years out. Texas sits at the very center of this resource drain, as these same 7-year projections have ERCOT dedicating a massive 22%, over 1/5 of our state's entire electricity supply solely to powering data centers by 2035. Jeannie Hinojosa correctly reminds us that after years of personally creating a Wild West environment hostile to any form of regulation, including any around powerful technology companies, Governor Greg Abbott is now engaging in pure political theater with his rhetorical 180, calling for limits on data centers on the campaign trail while failing to actually use the executive authority he alone holds to stop the damage right now. Instead of taking decisive action today to back up his big talk, either via executive orders or a special legislative session, Governor Abbott deepens his own duplicity by deferring responsibility to the 2027 legislative session, by which time many of the current data center projects will be complete and grandfathered in. Instead of taking real action, our governor is taking victory laps on social media over the occasional tech company that voluntarily suspends a project. Jeannie Hinojosa is right. Texans, including lifelong Republican voters, are brazenly being taken advantage of by unregulated corporate interests, and Governor Abbott's refusal to do anything about it proves that his real loyalty is to those tech company CEOs, not to Texas families. Pivoting to Ken Paxton, who's had a really rough week, as detailed on our In Progress show from yesterday. That's one click back here. Michael Carlos At the San Antonio Current says Paxton has been beating the bushes in Washington, D.C. for campaign cash as James Talarico continues cleaning his clock on fundraising here at home. But our nation's capital has provided Mr. Paxton with no shelter from the storm of scandals he now lives under, as he was tailed this week by a mobile billboard featuring a Barbie-inspired Corrupt Ken layout sponsored by the pro-Democrat Lone Star Rising PAC. This pink ad featured Paxton's extensive and illustrious history of controversies, including his near impeachment by the Texas legislature and, more currently, questions surrounding his extensive and expanding real estate empire, which now includes 15 properties across several U.S. states with an estimated value of $9 million, all acquired by a humble public official living on a $150,000 state salary. The Paxton campaign is currently being outraised 3-1 by Team Talarico. Republican strategists and party leaders have noticed, publicly voicing concern over Paxton's financial disadvantage as the election looms. Federal campaign finance reports show that Paxton has been struggling to unite major GOP donors since his primary runoff victory over Senator John Cornyn back in May. Axios reporter Asher Price told the Texas Standard that not a single major donor who gave $50,000 or more to pro-Cornyn PACs has contributed to Paxton's campaign or his supporting PACs, while James Talarico has built a massive war chest of $30 million compared to Paxton's $5 million on hand. One way Ken Paxton might be able to overcome this fundraising challenge would be to best James Talarico in a debate. And that opportunity is on the table, but after that disastrous press conference in Fort Worth with all those sheriffs earlier this week that saw Paxton pull the plug and run for the door rather than answer tough questions from the press, one might understand why Ken Paxton might be a little reluctant to put himself in a position to, actually have to explain himself to a massive live TV audience. Still, y'all, this is Texas, and this ain't over. Recent polling does indeed show conservative Texas voters gradually consolidating behind Paxton, apparently ready to once again ignore a mountain of scandal and once again vote against their own interests. Our aforementioned In Progress Roundtable show will be on the radio this weekend, Sunday in both Houston and in San Marcos. Catch us in Houston on KPFT's HD2 channel, adjacent to 90.1 FM at 11 a.m. on Sunday, and also on Sunday for the very first time on KZSM True Community Radio, 104.1 FM in San Marcos, Texas. With your support, we hope to continue to expand our radio footprint this year. Click the link in the show notes to make your tax-deductible donation to help us reach new audiences via Texas Radio. This election year, you can support the real free press by investing in pro-democracy, pro-justice, progressive storytelling delivered by Texans for Texans. Join Progress Texas this summer ahead of the midterms and become a monthly donor today or increase your giving during our summer-sustaining donor drive. With your partnership, we can reach more independents and progressives and young voters, all of whom must be mobilized to win this November. We invite you to sign up or increase your support during our summer drive, and we'll thank you with Perks for Progress, your choice between an exclusive Resist coffee mug, a sweet Progress Texas summer koozie, and a progressive button pack. Plus, you'll get a shout out on the Daily Dispatch, like this one for our friend Carolyn Frawley, who's brand new to the crew. Carolyn, welcome, and we're so glad to have you on board. We look forward to getting to know you better at a live event soon. Thanks so much. That's the Progress Texas Daily Dispatch for this Friday, July 24th, 2026. Links to all these original stories can be found in our show notes. Learn more about what we do and how you can get involved at progresstexas.org. I'm Chris Mosier. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day and a great weekend. We will catch you again on Monday.